Hi guys, and welcome back. This is week 1, discussion 2. You will be jumping right into our first unit, which is short stories. This is something that you have maybe not studied, but learned from a very young age, whether it was storytelling in your family or your parent or guardian, someone reading you stories at nighttime when you went to bed. And so you can draw on all of your experience and knowledge of stories as we enter into the unit on short stories. The first thing that you're going to be doing for this unit is reading a chunk about what makes up a short story, the different features of short story in this PDF that I've attached here for you. So rather than have you buy a really thick academic book on stories and storytelling, I just copied a little section for you guys that I think is really interesting. You're going to click on the PDF and then it will pop up. So here it is, Introduction to Stories. So the question starts off with, what are stories? And this comes from the Little Seagull Reader. So your assignment for this discussion is to read through the introductory part of stories. How do you read stories? It talks about point of view. Anytime you see something bold, it's going to be vocabulary. It's very important that you print this out and take good notes. If you don't want to print it out, you're welcome to just use your journal to take notes on the different concepts, because those are the concepts that will be on the quiz later in this unit. And I think it's next week, so week 2 at the end of this unit. You can take the quiz anytime you want, but it will close at the end of the unit, which is the end of next week. The end of week 2. And this is a discussion for week 1. So again, it goes over character. You have different types of characters. It goes over plot. These are all things that you've already learned, and now you're just engaging in an academic conversation using these terms. Flashback, equilibrium, things that maybe you understand or know, but you might not have used those terms to describe them. So this is really going to be useful for you to understand, especially as you engage in the project or the writing assignment for short stories, which is going to be coming up very soon. So again, you're going to read through the first part of this packet. The back part of the packet is actually a chunk of short stories. And so for this discussion board, you're going to read up to page, I guess that would be XXXV, which would be 10, 20, 35. Page 35, if you're counting in Roman numerals, which we do all the time. It's totally natural. You're not going to engage in the short stories yet. You're welcome to keep on reading if you'd like to. Jot down key terms in your journal for the quiz. Take good notes. If you do print the packet out, you're going to highlight those and just write on your packet. The more you engage in writing as you're reading, the more you're going to solidify the information, especially if you're asking questions in the margins or stopping to reflect on what you already know when you hear a term that sounds familiar, what it reminds you of, or what you already know about it. So note-taking is really important for comprehension and integrating information into your ways of knowing. So after you're done doing that, you're going to do something similar to what you did for discussion 1. You're going to hop on the discussion board here by clicking reply, and you're going to post something from this section that you found interesting. It could be anything. It could be a quote about short stories. It could be a term that you learned or that you were already familiar with. And then just let us know, what it taught you or why you picked it. Make sure you're doing 5 to 7 sentences for your complete, full, kind of developed paragraph, so you're kind of pushing your thinking a little bit further. The more you're writing and engaging in ideas with your writing, the more confident a writer you're going to be, because you're going to have more writing practice. So that's why I'm asking you to keep on writing for at least 5 to 7 sentences. It can be longer than that if you'd like. Also, don't forget to engage in the discussion thread by reading other students' posts and responding to at least one classmate in a solid, thoughtful paragraph. Again, that's 5 to 7 sentences. Whenever you're finished with your post, I'll just put one here. I love short stories because, and then I'll put ellipses. I'm going to post my reply so you can see what it looks like. So here you go. Whenever you post your reply, it's going to pop up immediately. If you don't see it pop up immediately, then something's wrong. It means that it didn't go through, or it might not be on there. If you're not sure, if the conversation gets so long and you're not sure whether or not you posted, you're going to search your name here. You can type your name in, oops, right here. Whoa, but don't do that. And then you'll see, and you can click on here to see, and your name should pop up. But if it doesn't, then it probably means that you haven't posted anything on here. So again, if you're looking for your entry, you would put your information in here. I don't think it's going to work for me right now because I'm the only thread on here. But again, that's how you're going to post. We're just kind of beginning to set the foundation for short stories. We're going to add the academic layer of terminology, which can frighten people sometimes. Remember, you don't have to memorize any of this information. You're only note-taking so that you can help yourself integrate information into your brain, into your web of knowing already. You're going to plug a few concepts in there that you might not know. And then again, for the quiz, you can use your notes, you can use the PDF, and you have time to search for the answers if you need to. So good luck with week 1, discussion 2. I hope that this video helps clarify any confusion. Have fun and enjoy yourself.